the Nazis and the Templars rub elbows or whatever the fuck.
Well, they would super rub elbows for sure.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you a perspective where, okay, so like, all right, here's the perfect Assassin's Creed game. Okay, so Desmond's still alive. It's Assassin's Creed 5, or like around Unity, because that was 5. Desmond gets plugged into the Animus again. He goes to a Florence Nightingale style nurse who is also, like, you know, works for the Allies as a spy. And she goes from like brothel to brothel to kind of just assassinate and kill Nazis. Right? Are you with me so far?
Cargo. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Vidic is still alive. Vidic plugs into the fucking Animus as well. He plays as an SS Waffen ancestor that gets orders from Hitler. So you go from Desmond to that character. And Vidic kind of sees how his ancestor wasn't inherently evil. He didn't agree with all of the Nazi regime or anything. He was actively trying to, you know, circumvent it. So he would meet up with Desmond's ancestor, and they had this kind of like connection where they would each give each other intel to try and stop the war or stem the tide or save as many people as possible. And then it ends with a gay scene between Desmond and Vidic flat out busts on Desmond's chest.
Well, that's a story, but
later. All right. So, you want me to do the intro for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey, and welcome back. This is Jake with Double Panic.
And I'm Yani.
And today we're going to be talking about divergent paths in the QTE trees.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's horrible. So you have the option at one point in a QTE that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 followed by either a choice from left or right. If you choose left, you have 5 more inputs to put in. If you choose right, you have 5 more inputs to put in, which are drastically different.
All right, I'm going to go left, so I'm going to make it easy for you.
Cool. So we will just... That's good, because left is on the same page. I don't have to scroll. So that works.
Okay.
Oh.
Nope. Why am I asking you this?
Wait, got something to do now.
What the...
See you later.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
Sorry. My name's Goro. I talk like this.
So what the fuck else am I supposed to do here? So I can't leave?
Nothing.
Oh, they're hanging around the cafeteria? Is this the cafeteria?
You don't do anything. This isn't lunchtime. You literally just fucking... It's nighttime, right?
Yeah, I tried to leave and it's like, oh, you can ask some more people some stuff. It's just like, what?
There's nothing else to ask.
All right, nope. Do I just literally have to go here until it's nighttime where I can go home?
Yeah, welcome to the podcast, yes. You basically just play darts until it's time to go home. Because, like, there's nothing else we can do on this day.
Watching you rip this audio, at least get some content out of this, rip this audio, and then just put it in podcast form. Available on iTunes.
Well, yeah, right? We could just do this, get some content of us, like, doing whatever, and, like, this whole episode is just, like, a still image of, like, Rio just, like, checking his watch with us, like, hanging out with him, like, in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, hey, so, how about them whatever? Okay, conversation piece then. How about... What's the best RPG you've ever played?
Best RPG? The bar is low. I like Remake of 7, but I'd say Persona 5 Royal.
Okay. Just because of, like, the Persona aspect is, like... Is it the fact of, like, hanging out with your party members and kind of getting more side story from them about what they do and who they are?
That, and also I love the Pokemon-esque battle system of SMT, of where it's just like, hey, this is a super effective against this, and if you equip this, then he's super effective against that, and I like that in a good JRPG.
Yeah, and the battle system is interesting in the fact that if you do a special move that knocks everyone down, you can literally put the boots to them and gang up on them and do just mad beats to them, which is super cool.
What are we? Was this walk and talk?
Like, he already said that to us.
Yeah.
When's it gonna happen?
Maybe within the next few days.
I see.
Be careful, Theo.
Yeah,
Thanks, Mark.
You too, eh?
With your green cargo
Call me
pants.
Theo.
Dio.
I'm cool, but I'm worried about you, Theo.
He's saying I'm not crazy, right? He's saying Dio.
He's saying Dio. He's because he's mispronouncing Rio's name, so he's going Dio, and it's like, okay.
But finding out ain't gonna be easy. To them, it's like a really big deal, you know?
Maybe the only option is to ask them directly.
Well, maybe, but
I love this angle of him.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah, it's great. He's
But
just
I'm
looking over
prepared
his
to take a
shoulder.
risk.
It's like a cool
Yeah.
noir thing where like he's like looking at you through like faded fog, just like you gotta watch your back there, Dio. And it's like, my name's Rio. Okay, Dio. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No. Okay. Okay, so Persona. I'd say for me, for RPGs, oh fuck, that's tough. Like I like Western RPGs in which you can just kind of go around and explore and do stuff. To clarify, I would consider Red Dead Redemption 2 is a Western RPG. You don't necessarily have stats and stuff, but you're playing a role, right? But if we're gonna look at like role playing game as in like turn based combat, I really like Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was fantastic, and I liked the original Final Fantasy VII, which I go to quite frequently if I'm just bored. I think the only other RPG that really just kind of hit home for me that was really good was oh fuck, it was on PlayStation 1. There were so many. Oh yeah, it was Legend of Dragoon, which was fucking awesome. That was my favorite RPG for like the longest time. You ever play that?
No.
So Legend of Dragoon is to me, it's very interesting. They had what was called additions. So when you went to go attack someone in combat, you had your basic, okay, select item, select fight, magic, whatever the fuck, right? It had things that actually invested you in combat, so you had to do timed button presses to match up on certain attacks. So in addition, for example, you played as a swordsman called Dart, who wore red armor, and he had sword moves. So you would do like, you'd run up and it would prompt you to press X when an outline overlapped over a square. So if you pressed it completely correctly and got like a full white square, you would get bonus damage to the enemy.
Okay.
So it was like this really cool like
So it's kind of
this
like
thing.
sort of like a Mario RPG or Paper Mario, where it's like there's
yeah.
certain. Okay.
Exactly. It's very much like Paper Mario, where you would you'd hit the jump button just before you land on a Goomba to get extra damage. Yeah. And you know how you could combo that over and over and over? So they had different attack style patterns where you could you had a spearman, you had a guy that you had a big axe, you had a martial artist. They'd all have different flowing attacks that would have different timed button presses to do perfect moves. So you could level up those additions, as they were called. And you would do something from no damage to max damage with a stun effect, stuff like that, if you were able to perfect it, right? Except for the bow user, which only shot a bow. They just did base level damage, which was garbage. But if you equipped them with stuff that gave them higher dexterity, they could basically outperform any other fucking edition person, which was hilarious. But yeah, Legend of Dragoon was super cool. It was to me, it was like a true fantasy game that involved warring countries, dragons, mythical power. You ever watch Power Stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there were these specific gems you could collect that would give you powers of what was called the Dragon Knight or Dragoon, where it was like activating your ult, and then you could cast spells like magic and stuff, and for 5 turns, you were super badass for 5 turns.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, Dart's color was red. He inherited the flame dragon power. So when he and it's cool because they had this Sailor Moon-esque transformation where they'd get armor and shit on them, and then you have these flying wings. So your character has the ability for flight. And they had, instead of your timing-based addition, if you just wanted to attack, you had this little spinning counter thing where if you got perfect on all 5 button presses, you would do max elemental and physical damage to the enemy. It was fucking hilarious. But then it came into Pokemon-esque style. This fire's better than water, water's better than rock, that kind of thing.
Okay.
It was neat. It was definitely a trip. It was like an old school PS1 game. I played the shit out of it. Had 4 discs.
4 discs, Jesus.
4. It was big. It was a big ass game. It was that was the other one I played other than Final Fantasy VII.
It's kind of ironic that Final Fantasy VII is going to be a multiple disc game as well, even on the new gen.
Yeah, because like it's going to be released in different sequels. You know what I mean? Like it's technically like not a multiple disc game, but then it's like we're just staggering the release dates so we can have full experiences for the game. So you're buying it more than once, but technically you're buying a new aspect of the game. It's no different than if you were to do like when Telltale did chapter releases.
Yeah, I was thinking about like when, because I plan on coming across the PS5 relatively soon. I plan for us like after I kind of wanted to have you do the Final Fantasy run,
Like the old school one? Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I would do that for
and
sure.
then like let's say around next year, if we're still hopefully if we're still doing this,
I hope to be.
I want to dust off remake it, again, and then we're going to be doing the Yuffie chapter as well next year. Hopefully we'll have some more news on whether or not remake part 2 is coming out around then.
They said it's going to be releasing probably either late next year or the following year. That's what they're planning for.
I should go home.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Rio.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, Dio.
Yeah, Dio. Zawaldo.
Tokyo Tomai.
God, we don't need this game to move any slower. We don't need him to know Zawaldo.
Oh, that'd be ridiculous. He would have like 14 minutes of like holding his breath.
Yeah. I just use Zawaldo to get more crates into my...
I mean,
the...
it would help for the fucking 70-man fight, but Rio wouldn't use it for that. He would use it for stupid shit like, I need to not talk to Nozomi. Oh shit, she's coming. Zawarado, and then runs away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would super play FF7. I would stream that to you and record that. That would be fucking hilarious. Like, you could watch me... It's a game that's heavy dialogue, meaning we'd have to probably read some shit. But
yeah, because for part 2, I want to actually have some input than just like, hey, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah. No, FF7 as like an old school. I would totally do that for Double Panic. That'd be hilarious. I'd play that. And it's not like it's graphic intensive, so it wouldn't put a strain on my computer to fucking run and stream it to you at the same time. That'd be sick. Because oh boy, is it not graphic intensive? You got Polygon Man.
Polygon Man.
Ooh,
that's what I like to.
Would we rename the characters then for the party? Like, would we pick a character as like I have my name in there?
Because it's just like that we do this for entertainment value, and the peak experience of experiencing Final Fantasy VII isn't like watching someone else play and commentate over it. So I wonder would they accept like because for Persona 4 we are not choosing the Yu Narukami option. We're choosing
we're naming fucking something stupid.
Meme.
Yeah. We'll call them like hey you or something stupid. No, for like because like they have dialogue and it's just like it's written. It's more like whatever. As far as like FF7, you have the opportunity to rename every single character. So we could do like rappers or wrestlers, or we could do.
Too bad we're not playing 8 because I'd be like, we got to name Leon Boreanaz. We have to.
Honestly, dude, I would get 8 just for that. I would super call Squall Boreanaz.
Actually, you know what? 8 is going to be a future Let's Play, and we're going to name him Boreanaz.
We'll just rename all the characters the cast of Angel.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Oh, I thought you just stepped onto your bed for a second there. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, it is a futon. I can't sleep. I don't know how Japanese people sleep on futons.
It's actually better for your back. Or so I've been told.
Hell, maybe I save on the bed if I just get a futon.
Yeah, man, just get a tatami mat and just fucking sleep on the floor. All right. So this is the 5th day and the final day. It's your most demanding shift yet, taking crates from the old warehouse district to the new warehouse district, and then from there to 18.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So basically, old warehouse district to new warehouse number 8. And then crates from there to 18 before repeating the whole run.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Mark.
Mark has like no energy. This is like the most appropriate because it's early in the morning.
Dude, I've met guys at jobs that were super early like this. We'd come in. I used to do package sorting during the holidays where we'd show up at 2 a.m. in the morning and we'd work overnight, essentially from 2 to like 6 in the morning. Just a short 4-hour shift, but it was like the fucking worst. So Also, spoiler, we tossed your fucking packages. We tossed them into the back of trucks. So, they were tossed. If you got damaged packages, it was probably me. I'm sorry.
That means you have no right to get mad if you ever receive a broken package.
I never ever get mad about that because I know exactly how it's sorted. They fucking throw it. Like, I wasn't working for Amazon or anything. It was like kind of like a smaller Canadian company just for like Muskoka something or other. Because I'm in Ontario. But like, yeah, no, it was, we would throw the packages. Now, granted, most of the time we were already hopped up on caffeine and energy drinks, so we never dropped them. But there was always one where we fucking dropped it, man, and we heard a break, and we're like, well, hopefully they don't get mad. And that was it, because we never got in trouble.
Of course they're going to get mad. But it's on the people who make the product to refund them, so it's not our fault. We don't
Exactly. Like, it was never malicious. It was just to save time, because it was like, we were only given 4 hours to load, like, up 16 plus trucks, right? And it wasn't like it was horrible or whatever. It was just, no, this is the quicker way of doing it. You stand there. I'm going to toss you this small package. You're going to stack it. That was it. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
If it was a TV, we'd pick it up gently, of course. And if it was something we could put onto a skid pre, we would, right? But like,
imagine
if it was a small
doing that to like someone's PS5.
I fucking would not. I would be gentle with a PS5 because that, like, chances are you probably bought it from a fucking guy that exploited it, and then, you know, it just was horrible.
Yeah, most likely you paid $1,000 for this, and
Dude,
I'm not going to do that.
Dude, Walmart's doing that right now. Like, they're starting to get more stock in, but because Walmart isn't technically Walmart, like, they have resellers like it's Amazon, I'm seeing people that are selling through Walmart a PS5 for like $1,200, and I'm like, dude, like, nah.
And you probably get some poor stupid parent that's just like, yeah, this is how much it costs because this is Walmart, this is official.
No, it's so
stupid. And then you're making bank.
It's dumb, man. It's so dumb. Like, and it sucks. Like, so I'm not pro scalping. I think it's dumb. I think scalping's a shitty thing to do. But it's like, it's just shitty. Like, it's like, why are we scalping a fucking console for people? That's just horrible. Why would you do that? Like, the company,
I can't wait till they're making so many PS5s where that's going to be, they're going to have a warehouse full of PS5s that they have to sell at normal price.
They're going to have to fucking lower them because if they go, because like, what they're trying to do is they're like, okay, so right now we're making enough profit because the scalpers are buying them all, right? But what's going to happen is at some point they're going to have to crack down on the scalpers, and the scalpers are going to be like fucked as resellers, right? So when that happens, Sony's going to have a surplus of PS5s that are just going to sit there collecting dust. Because, like, no one's going to buy them. Like, you know?
And it's in Sony's best interest to stop this just for the fact that, like, they sell consoles at a loss.
Yeah.
The hardware and, like, the software that they sell with it is what like, forwards all their money. So it's just, like, if we got people with, like, if there's more PS5s out in the wild than there are people there are to play them, you're going to have a game that comes out and, like, only half of the people that have a PS5 are going to be playing it. It's going to fuck the numbers up.
Exactly, and that's why we're seeing more games come out that have been, like, already released, but they're just being re-released for PS4. Because it's like, okay, this is a large percentage of what people have right now, you know? Like, I had the PS4 Destiny Taken King edition that was getting on in age, but I had a friend who was willing to buy it, and then they were going to fix it up themselves, right? So I sold it to him for $100, gave him a physical copy of God of War and a physical copy of South Park, the superhero one. And I was like, and he already had like a new fan and a new SSD and stuff, so he fixed it and it's basically new, right? But like, it's not something where I'd be able to get anything from that from a fucking GameStop. Like, I'm better at like taking a loss on it and selling it for like a flat $100 that I can put towards like fucking something else.
Yeah.
And I still have the PS4 Pro, so like I have that, which my wife and I use, which is better because it has more. It has a bigger, it's like a terabyte hard drive, right? That's another thing that's stupid. The PS5 releases, and it's fucking. You only get like not even a full terabyte. You only get like 750 GB. Like, fuck off. That's ridiculous.
I know, that's fucked. But don't worry, when the PlayStation 6 comes out, we'll be big enough content creators where they're going to give both of us one.
And we can expense it. PlayStation 6 when we're like 50 still playing video games.
Yeah.
We're both happily married. This is what we're doing for full time. Fucking our kids are like in college. Just
Warehouse
like
number 18.
I mean, that's the dream, right?
that is the dream. Absolutely, that's exactly what I would want.
Then I take number 8 cargo to warehouse number 18.
Yep. But careful you don't get mixed
We have editors.
Orders written on the
Yeah, we have editors. They're like, what are we doing for the editing? Nothing. Just chop it up, make it look good. Like, you know. Okay, so this.
Ooh, why is it
yeah.
turned around like that?
Oh, you gotta do 10 crates today.
Well, I don't care because this is my last day.
This is your last day at work. And then you're gonna quit. You're gonna dab and tell the boss, fuck you, sit on this, give him the middle finger and leave.
Oh yeah, and now I'm going to floss right in front of his face.
Give him the floss. So you're taking this out of the old place to 8. And then whatever is in 8, you take to 18.
Wait, hold on. I put. Okay, where am I putting this?
Okay, open up the menu. Okay, so you were where you are here, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna bring this to warehouse 8, and then beside it, you take whatever's in there to 18.
I hate this game.
I know it's the worst. I feel for you.
Well,
Okay, there you go. Oh, that cat.
and of course it has to be this way, where it's just like, hey, do you like doing multiple turns?
Yeah, here's the turns that you could barely do in the race. Have fun. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of this, it'll be basically, you do the QTE, I think, at lunch it is? Let me check. I think it's at lunch. It's that stupid, dumb QTE. Yeah, at lunch you'll get Goro and Mai, and the rest of the hour is yours. The afternoon is another chase scene, so it's when it's after lunch. Ugh, jeez. It's not a horrible QTE, it's just kind of like, I'm just going to read it as if you were taking the left path, which makes sense. Yeah, so you put these down and then you grab those other boxes before looping. That's... ugh. Ooh. The concentration is amazing.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to stop concentrating and just, you know what?
Just play
have
it, man.
fun.
Just have fun with
The
it.
video games are meant to be fun.
That's right. Not fucking taxing and work-inducing.
Yeah,
So, okay.
So I'm just going to...
I would like them to say... I would like apparently Epic's going to be releasing kind of like an MMO or like a... that has the ability to do like drop-in combat, like the fuck. What's it called? Battle Royale? But like it's an MMO that has like magic and shit in it, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. But again, that would be something that our Battle Royales kind of like losing steam, you know?
I mean, if it's niche enough and enough people play it and watch videos for it, but the problem is like, it feels like that's only for like high-level gameplay.
Yeah. Like, no one gives a shit about if you or me were to play a fucking Battle Royale. Like, just like, okay, what are we doing? Okay, let's see if we can win this time, and then we die. Like, oh, okay, maybe next game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for Battle Royales, but I would want a Battle Royale where it's just a kill. It's like, okay, you die, but you can respawn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how jazzed would you be if Warzone was a Battle Royale, but you could, if you die... like, you could respawn and come back. You know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily something where you're affiliated to a team, but it makes it so... like, how about this? So, Warzone, standard drop-in, your Battle Royale setup. You die. You move to a team that can't target anybody else that dies, but you're part of, like, a big team that just tries to kill people that are not part of that team yet. Like, you're like a super secret, like, ghost army or some shit. Wouldn't that be more fun?
Yeah.
Because then you at least get to shoot people still, and it doesn't matter how many times you die. It's okay. Your role is to now impede the progress of everyone else. That would be more fun to me. That would make people want to play for longer.
Yeah.
And you could have some really good high-level gameplay from that. I mean, why haven't they done that yet?
I mean, it's just easier to sort of copy trends
Yeah, but it's like...
rather than to...
that would be... I would play the shit out of that. You probably play the shit out of that. Like... because, like, when I played, like, standard Battle Royale games, right, you're dead once. Oh, okay, shit, it's only 5 minutes. I guess I'm going to queue for another game. You have no interest in seeing the end of that game. There's no point, right? Like, Nothing. Whereas if you're playing still, it keeps you warm longer. So you're not sitting in a lobby going, okay, I gotta, maybe this will work this time. And then by the time you're in the lobby, you have to refresh like your mental attitude of what you're able to do and what you're like, okay, that kind of thing, right? So it's just something where, like, for me, I have a refractory period where I have to be like, okay, gotta warm up again. Okay, where am I gonna drop this time? All right. And then, like, whereas if you're just constantly running and gunning and shooting at someone, like, you keep the gameplay fresh, so you're not, like, having a lapse of, like, skill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's just like you constantly have to keep refreshing yourself, and
Yeah.
honestly, that's why I don't play too many competitive games anymore, because I don't want to have to constantly keep up with the meta.
Yeah.
And like, if I did it for like, if I was like a fucking Maximilian dude, where it's just like, yeah, it's my job to be good at fighting games or to keep up with it at least.
Yeah,
then,
he's
like,
he's
I would-
crazy. Like, he's nuts.
But it's just like, I don't have, like, that's not my job, and it's not my job to be skilled at it.
Yeah, but like some dudes put that in there. Like Maximilian Dude, like the dude lives, sleeps, and eats and breathes fucking hitboxes. Like, it's ridiculous. The guy's like an analytical mind. It's crazy. But like, I mean, what's that other one? PlanetSide 2, where like you just join a faction of whoever's warring and then you just pop in and it's just an ongoing battle. There is no, there's an end state, but there is no like permanent end state. Like, there are times when you'll win a skirmish, but like it's a constantly flowing battle. Like, there's no downtime. It's spawn in and see if you can capture this point. That, I think that's really cool. I like that idea of a game, because then you can just drop in and be like, yeah, I'll come back to the battlefield tomorrow and we'll see where we're at, Like, there was a point where they had a game that linked with EVE Online, where you could be someone who helps and takes planets for like other people that were, why are they just fucking following you?
Yeah, they literally, I gave them room to move, and they literally went the opposite way I wanted them to go.
And they're like, oh, you're doing the twofer today, huh? These fucking
Their
guys.
pathing is so fucked.
Oh, it's horrible. Like, EVE Online tried to have that where you played as a shooter in FPS rounds, where you could be contracted by an actual player from EVE and help them win, planets so they could advance or progress quicker in EVE Online. But EVE Online is also like, hey, did you want to do spreadsheets for fun? Like, fuck that game.
Lunchtime, eh?
Yeah, it's just too much. Like, I respect Final Fantasy 14 because it's just like,
Yeah.
it's an MMO where it's just like, I can be kind of casual about it.
Yeah, you don't have to be like constantly fucking tryharding. You can just drop in and do stuff if you want to do stuff.
Yeah.
But then there's all these people that are like, oh, this is bullshit, casual is bullshit. What the fuck do you want, Koro?
No.
Hey, Goro? Bro, me, I'm gonna settle down and go straight.
So you're gay before?
Gets me a real
No, he
job.
means...
Work
God damn it.
hard and marry her.
What? This is out of nowhere?
Marry? But she's too young.
Don't you know, Dio? Girls can get married from 16.
No, they can't.
To Goro?
No, they cannot.
Well, Goro, he's not so bright.
In
but
Japan.
he's
Could they? Ugh, that's gross. I wouldn't want to marry someone at 16.
Well, bro, be seeing you around.
I can't wait to fucking pound the 16-year-old pussy.
Oh, that's...
So, like,
Whoa, that's going to be cut out of context from someone. That's one of those things
I
you
look
said,
forward to
Yanni, and you're like, oh, fuck, why'd I say that? This just in. Yanni has been arrested for fucking whatever.
I've been arrested for fucking
Oh,
myself.
that's right.
me?
Hello.
But that's like that's just like cancel culture, at peak cancel culture.
It's not so bad.
Did you
Yeah, just like watch the full clip.
Yeah, did you see
Stop by later.
there was some fucking senator in Florida who was like, what if Socrates was walking around today, he would get canceled. And it's like, he did.
Well, I mean,
though.
like, he was raping little boys, so I mean, like, yeah.
But Socrates did get canceled. They fucking put him on trial and murdered him. That is that's peak cancel.
Yeah, so would you want me to do that? Like that? If you prefer that, then I'd be fine.
Holy fuck. All right, so after that, you lunch is play darts or whatever the fuck you want until afternoon, and then you do the QTE, which is bullshit. So that'll be fun.
All right, remember, I'm going left.
Yes. You're going left. Yeah, I have it set up so I'll just read you the prompts to get you down the left path.
All right, time to play some more darts. I kind of wish this dart game was a little bit better, so I actually have fun playing it.
I mean, we can talk about fun stuff. Like, okay, so in your opinion, having been familiar with some of the Assassin's Creed games, what would you say is peak Assassin's Creed?
Probably. People say peak, like it got good again around Origins or whatever. It was like that's when I was like, nope, because there's too much stuff going on, and I don't like the RPG system in this. But I would say probably two, like the Ezio saga.
Yeah, Ezio was neat because they added something fresh, like in because I recently played through the collection again just for fun, and like 2 was good. And then Brotherhood was, I mean, Brotherhood could have been better, but it was kind of like, hey, build the city, take back the city. I'm like, all right, I'm down. I'm down to cause chaos and make the city mine. And you got some cool stuff. Like you got your crossbow, and you had, horses, and Rome was fun to actually, genuinely fun to walk around in. And like the missions were entertaining, and it was cool. But I think the real peak Ezio was Revelations, when like you had the cool... When you're like going around Istanbul, that was awesome. Like that was so much fun. I was having so much fun just bombing around the rooftops and throwing bombs at people, and like using my hook blade to go down zip lines. That was cool as shit. I wish they brought the hook blade back. That was the most useful fucking Assassin's Creed tool in all the games.
Actually, you know what? I lied. It's actually Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is an underrated, like one of the best underrated Assassin's Creed games.
I think. And I don't disagree with you. I think Syndicate's pretty solid because of the grappling hook and the chariots, and London was pretty big. But they could have done... And also
the personalities of both Evie and Jake are like really...
They were good.
Fucking good.
They were very good. I like how... Initially, though, how they wanted to write it was Jacob would cause problems that Evie had to fix. And I thought that could have... Like, it kind of was like that, but that could have been way better had they implemented mission structure like that. You know what I mean? Jacob is about like...
Because honestly, probably glad they didn't do it, because you would kind of grow to hate one character over the other, because it's just like, oh shit, I gotta do this. Like, imagine getting a tedious mission because of an action that the other character did. So it's just like... It's kind of... I'm kind of glad that they didn't do that, because they sort of balanced out like Evie and Jake, where it's just like Evie's not like the super like... She's not like stick in the mud. She's actually pretty fun herself.
She is, but she's more about tradition, whereas Jacob was more about like, no, we got to do this, because he wanted to fight Templars, right? That was his thing. No, we got to go to war.
But also, he's not like a complete fuck up that ruins everything, which makes it good, because it's horrible to have a hot-headed character that just fucks everything up.
Yeah, like he's hot-headed, but he's capable, as is shown in the actual game. I think that game could have benefited from co-op, where one of you plays as Jacob, one of you plays as Evie. That would have been fucking radical. You know what I mean? Like having it where, and like, I know it's probably too much on the system to do couch co-op, but even like co-op online, because that would have been, like when they did that with Unity, I thought that was really cool. And they haven't tried it since with Assassin's Creed, which is fucking horrible. Like, they tried it and people enjoyed it. Unity was a buggy mess, but the co-op missions, like, I went to go on the servers and play them recently, and they're not horrible. Like,
apparently now that like things are like fixed with Unity's actually one of the good Assassin's Creed games.
It had, I think, it pound for pound had the best parkour animations. It had the best storyline as far as like what the overall story was, because Arno was never really an assassin. He kind of just was, but wasn't at the same time. It was more about him and Elise. Now, they technically were brother and sister, so that was kind of incestuous and not cool for that whole fucking... like, it was gross.
I mean, were they weren't biological.
It wasn't biological, but like he lived with her for his whole life, so that's kind of fucked up. Like to me, that's like,
I don't know. It depends.
It
depends on how you establish the relationship. Like, if you're calling her parents your mom and dad, then that's a problem. But like, if it's like literally,
he was calling him Monsieur de la Serre, so he considered him like, you're my benefactor, not my parent.
Yeah, because you have to add that level of separation. If you're fantasizing about like, oh, this is my sister, like, I don't think it was ever that level. I think it was just like, these people are boarding me because of what happened with my father.
Yeah, the horrible thing. because you killed him as what's his face, the Irish guy. I can't remember his name. There's
I don't remember.
like all the cool shit that happens in Assassin's Creed is in the media, like the books, which is dumb. Like Xiao Yun is kind of cool. I would have loved to. Hey, we're going to like Ming Dynasty or like Japanese fucking era assassins. That would have been fucking cool. But they didn't do that. Like they could have.
Yeah.
Sucker Punch.
And also,
did it
I
better.
fucking loved, not loved, but I liked the current day story that was going on with Desmond. And
Yeah.
like I love I like the fact that I was tying in instead of the bullshit. Like, oh, you're playing a simulation now.
Yeah, I
and
know,
this
that
is
was-
it gives me no reason to want to play all the games. It's just like I'll play the game that I want to
Yeah.
play. Like
It's
I'll
like
play
I'm-
Assassin's Creed Japan when that comes out, but
That won't ever come
all the
out.
other ones.
It already did come out, and it's called Ghost of Tsushima. And on that note, we'll see you in the next episode.
See y'all.
All right, so in 3, 2, 1, you'll do the intro. 3,
Okay.
2, 1.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Yani.
And this is Ezio Auditore di Firenze, otherwise known as Jake, and this is Double Panic.
And we're the Cargo Boys.
We're the That's a good band name. We're the Cargo Boys, and we're just in like cargo shorts, and we just show up in cargo, and we're like with those fucking cargo fishing jackets and cargo fucking jackets. That'd be great.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Cargo
we
Boys.
only wear cargo.
Yeah. And our hit song is Carry On. Oh, shit. Like, last episode we were talking about Assassin's Creed stuff and how we argued that your points for, like, now that I think about it, like the Syndicate thing, I think Syndicate was really underrated. They had that cool World War I shit or World War II or whatever the fuck it was. No, it would have been World War I because World War II is after. Yeah, so they had the World War I thingy, which was kind of cool. But, like, even in Unity, where you went into those spaces where it was, like, World War II era France, I was like, why the fuck didn't we get World War II era France Assassin's Creed? That'd be cool.
Yeah. Or just World War II in general, like have like the Nazis and the Templars rub elbows or whatever the fuck.
Oh, they would super rub elbows for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you... So, like, it gives you a perspective where... okay, so, like, all right, here's the perfect Assassin's Creed game. Okay. So, Desmond's still alive. It's Assassin's Creed 5. Or, like, around Unity, because that was 5. Desmond gets plugged into the Animus again. He goes to a Florence Nightingale-style nurse who is also... She is also, like, you know, works for the Allies as a spy. And she goes from, like, brothel to kind of just assassinate and kill Nazis. Right? Are you with me so
Forgot to
far?
get cargo. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Vidic is still alive. Vidic plugs into the fucking Animus as well. He plays as an SS Waffen ancestor that gets orders from Hitler. So you go from Desmond to that character. And Vidic kind of sees how his ancestor wasn't inherently evil. He didn't agree with all of the Nazi regime or anything. He was actively trying to, you know, circumvent it. So he would meet up with Desmond's ancestor, and they had this kind of like connection where they would each give each other intel to try and stop the war or stem the tide or save as many people as possible. And then it ends with a gay scene between Desmond and Vidic flat out busts on Desmond's chest.
Well, that's a story, but okay. Okay, I'm going serious method. How to revitalize? Okay, this episode is gonna be how to revitalize the Assassin's Creed franchise.
We're gonna get so many
Because-
clicks, and we should just short that of me describing that fucking game.
That is like, okay, that's like somebody's fan fiction right there. That's like, yeah.
I bet you
I
if I
love
went
it.
on fanfiction.net right now, it's probably already written. Like I probably just like recited it, even though I didn't know it existed.
I know, like that's somebody's word for word fan fiction. There's even yaoi porn about it as well.
We get a copyright strike because I fucking gave up a spoiler of it. It's like, oh,
But okay,
shit.
all seriousness, serious
Yeah.
version, revitalizing Assassin's Creed. So honestly, I think what ties the Assassin's Creed stories together is the main plot that's happening in the current future with Minerva and all the other bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
like-
and Juno and shit. Yeah.
Because they kind of cucked us. They were like, okay, where is this going to go now?
Nowhere.
Did Abstergo win? What's going on with Minerva? Is there some... And also, minus the Minerva shit, like, that kind of tied the whole Assassin's Creed the whole Assassin's Creed powers and, like, how they get the eagle vision and all that shit.
Yeah.
That kind of, like, made it like a connected world instead of just like, oh, I'm just playing a video game.
Yeah,
of
and
a
then
simulation or whatever.
And they tried to, and people are trying to say the new ones are good because you're an Isu warrior, and it's like, no, shut up. Listen, the Isu are bullshit. That was a cop out for them to go, yeah, Desmond's not special. They basically made it that Desmond is not special. He just happens to like come from a line of people that are special. And it's crap.
Well, and also that was always the point. Like,
yeah,
he was just, they just happened to get Desmond, who was had assassin's lineage.
Yes,
like it could have been anybody, but that's the point. Like for most stories with main characters in there, it's the fact that you got lucky that you're the only assassin we kept alive to go do this experiment with. The only reason why you're special is because you have this lineage,
literally,
that other people had, but you were the only one that was captured and put in the animus and all that other shit.
Yeah,
so
and then,
like that was always the case. It was just the fact that people had this assumption that Desmond was like the chosen one or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then you have Lucy, aka whatever the fuck the actress's name. What the fuck's her name? Like,
are you talking about? Talking about Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell, that's her name. Yes, Kristen Bell. You have Lucy, Kristen Bell in the game, and then they're like, we can't afford to pay you anymore, so we're going to kill you after Brotherhood. Like, that's what happened. Also, I think she started becoming more a mainstream actress at that point. Like, so it was like, because that was what, 07, 08? Yeah. And she started doing more movies and shit, because I think Forgetting Sarah Marshall came out around then.
Yeah.
Like, she's a good actress. She's in good projects, but it's one of those things where it's like, they had her as an actress in the game, and then it's like, I think it would benefit if they had more, actors that were in that, you know what I mean? Like, it can potentially revitalize your game. Now, I'm not saying, go ahead and make Kevin Spacey the bad guy in Call of Duty. That was dumb. But, like, it's just kind of like, you can have actors in games and they become better. Like, they had John Barenthal in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which, to his credit, he did a good job as the villain. As Walker or whatever his name was. He wasn't bad. He actually had motivation as to be why he was the way he was, But
also comes down to like good writing as well. But you would have to essentially not reboot the franchises like, start from zero, but I would say get a new character that represents the modern assassin. And probably instead of like last time, what they kind of fucked up with the last Assassin's Creed with Desmond, they didn't have enough like future or modern day like assassins. Like how do the assassins function in that modern day?
Yeah, and like they could have easily went down like Rebecca Crane or Sean Hastings as the next protagonist, which would have been interesting because then you get the point of view from people who are already affiliated with Desmond, but then like Sean Hastings gets like, oh, hey, I actually have lineage that recounts this, and it's like a British industrialization time. That would make more sense, right? And having Sean be the one who is a smarmy British man who's actually kind of funny, or Rebecca Crane, like she has ties to like, something involving like, the Spanish Revolution or like the Alamo or some shit, right? Like they had so many opportunities to write something better, but they just didn't. And then we got what was it? It was 1, 2, and 3 were Desmond. 4, 5, and 6 were
just regular
animus. You're a random agent, and then they turned Rebecca into Bishop, and then Sean was still Sean, but then Bishop was different, even though the voice actor was the same, which made no fucking sense. And then after that, they're like, okay, fuck it, you're Layla Hassan. We're gonna put the movie into the video game, and then Layla Hassan has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. Like, she is not interesting to play as in the future segment. She's just an archaeologist. Like, they tried to give her, like, this Indiana Jones vibe, which I was like, yeah, okay, cool. They changed up Layla's design the exact same way they changed up Desmond's design. I think we're at the QT, so I'm just going to pull that up real quick. And we'll continue, like, remaking Assassin's Creed in a minute. So, we're going the left path. Your first 3 are left, circle, circle, and then left. So, left, circle, circle, left.
Okay. What's going on, Balrog? Cody?
Rio's just gonna like, hey Cody, take this. Boom! Hits him with the box.
Got a question.
That's what he should do. Just kill him.
The long jaw? What?
Did you say the long jaw?
The long jaw. Give me your long jaw, boys.
I don't know.
Unzips his pants.
Hey,
okay, left, circle, circle. So it's left, circle, circle, left.
Whoa, that's dangerous.
then left,
I'll get rid of him.
and then X, left, left. Oh, shit. Okay, so they're splitting it in threes. Okay, you push left. Okay, so now it is right, X, right, left, right. Shit.
You take the ladder.
Or is this the one?
Uh-oh,
I don't know. I
everything
don't know.
is
I don't know where we're at.
fucked. X. You
Okay.
said right X.
Yeah.
Hey, you all right? I'm fine.
Fuck.
Okay, what's
I
after the
don't know
right?
where we are. I don't know where we are.
Okay.
Shit. Okay.
Oh, this is fucked.
This is ooh. Because it gave you 2 options, so it lied. Or did you win? I think you won.
All right, I think I got enough. I got Balrog.
Yeah, because you choose one of the 2.
Wins the long jaw.
Did we just fucking fail our way through that? That's awesome.
I think we just did. I think that should be the name of the channel. Fell our way through it.
Assassin's Creed Revitalization, fail our way through.
Who is the boss?
Yep.
It's Terry.
Terry Crews?
Bogart.
Please, don't tell him.
Terry Bogart, yeah.
Get serious.
Or they'll kill me.
Get serious,
Where is he?
Are you okay?
No, Terry's real careful. Even I don't know where he's at.
Somebody needs to make a Fatal Fury like live action movie.
Didn't they already do that?
I don't think so. They made a
I think
movie,
they-
but not a live action.
I'm gonna look.
Got your pay.
What? Oh, okay.
Here. Thank you. No, wait. Yes? Someone came to see you earlier. Really? Yes,
Oh,
a
my
young man in a
goodness.
suit. He asked me to
No,
give
they
this
did
to
not.
you.
There was a fan movie made called Fatal Fury: Mark of the Wolves live action.
Okay.
Thanks. The Mad Angels are after you. Beware.
Okay. Yeah, read that out loud in front of your boss.
Yeah, the boss is like, "Oh, by the way, you're fired."
Ah, the long jaw. Maybe Master Chin knows about it.
Okay, so you gotta go talk to Master Chin,
Okay. He's in Warehouse 8, I
Yes.
think, still.
which you're allowed to go into
Oh.
now because they know.
I
Oh,
think
you're
they
right
just
there.
want to teleport me there. Great.
Nice.
I love it when they just teleport me.
Hazuki.
Yo, what's up?
Master Chin.
What's up, Master Chin?
Is Landy coming for the long jaw? Why do you know about long jaw? I got it out of the Mad Angels.
How many more times are we going to say Long Jaw?
Is Landy coming?
Oh my
Indeed, has
god.
nothing to do with the long
What
jaw.
happened? What's going
Only
on?
the lowest Geo Men members are involved.
Motorbike rescue.
Terry and his gang have
After
arranged
your
transport
5th day on the
for
job,
Angels.
there is a nighttime emergency and you have to warehouse number 17 by 3:30 a.m. That's how it's written. Press the intercom on the left of the motorcycle.
Terry
We'll
and his
lend
gang
it to
already
you.
know
This
about
guide
you.
just got to the point where they stopped even writing about the guide or caring about it.
And that you're trying to stop the long jaw.
Next is a motorcycle ride down to the harbor, which has to be completed with a time limit. This is a particularly difficult section, but the good news is, if you mess it up, you can try again until you get it right. Our advice is to let go of the accelerator on corners and only use the brake on corners towards the end when you're in the tunnel. When successful, you'll have several waves of free battle with Mad Angels in the warehouse. Once done, you'll head
Go
home.
home before you get hurt.
My cat's fucking screaming at me again. That's fine.
So I'm going to nutshell this is that,
We're almost at the end of the
When
game.
the long jaw is.
yeah.
We're probably going to finish recording this today, which thank God.
If you can be patient and listen to my counsel, no harm will come to you.
Father.
Father.
As written in the letter to his father, I'm bound by my promise to Ju Yuanda. I will hear no more of this today.
Okay.
Okay.
Very well. I'll back off for now.
I'm going back on super hard.
Your father would not have wanted you to throw
Did Rio
away
just say you didn't win?
senselessly.
Like, did he just, you did not win him? That's great.
It's like, no, you didn't win. You didn't tell me what to do.
You didn't win.
The new Yokusa Harbor.
Yeah, after your 5th day, there's a nighttime emergency. You have to be by warehouse number by 3:30. That's weird. Oh, okay,
At
that's fine.
3:30.
Yeah, yeah. So now it's telling you to go to What? It's not telling me anything. Marty, shut up! Just had to yell at my cat. He's just meow. He's been fed. He's been given water. We've cleaned out his shit box. He just wants to scream.
Cats just do that sometimes.
He's a good boy, though. I love him. I would die for him. I'll send you a picture of the cat if it ever shows up in the fucking in the LP in the recording, just like a meow. Just pops in. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's not giving me much to do other than head to Sakuraguaka near Dobuita. But
Right now?
I don't know. It doesn't say right now. Hold on. Mad Angels each day.
Because right now it's telling me find a guy named Terry.
Yeah. Just looking. Come on.
Ooh, damn, almost ran me over.
After the quiz.
Well, while you're looking for that, okay, perfect Assassin's Creed game. Or not perfect, but damn near good enough. Listen here, comments.
You don't have to do anything
comment
else.
down below.
We can literally talk about Assassin's Creed now because it's basically
Okay.
wait till bedtime.
Okay. So, comment section down below. What's your perfect Assassin's Creed game? But right now, theme is World War II because we just had like Assassin's Creed Japan with Ghost of Tsushima. We can wait a few years for that.
Yeah.
So, World War II. So, our main character is going to be of Jewish descent. And see,
Okay.
here's how we're going to do this right here.
All right. Okay. Go
Is
ahead.
that okay? So, descendant has ancestor who are great grandparents that were in the Holocaust. Turns out,
Okay.
not only were they in the Holocaust, they were also assassin, or they weren't an assassin before, but they had the potential to be one, and they were rescued by an assassin out of a Holocaust or out
Ooh.
of one of the concentration camps.
Oh, okay. Would
And
you
then it was
say it's
taught-
post World War II then, and they were dealing with like getting rid of any other like Nazi sympathizers after the fact?
Exactly, because
Cool.
I feel like there's a lot of like on the nose World War stuff where it's just like we're in World War II, but I want this to kind of be like we're kind of cleaning up the Nazi business, and like actually the Nazis are kind of reforming, but under like the Templars' control.
Yeah, because what happened, that makes sense, because if you look at it historically, there was a lot of German scientists that defected to the States, and like, you know, they did horrible, horrible things, but because of those horrible things, we are where we are based off of those horrible tests. Like, we had advancement in medicine. Not saying it was good, it was very bad what they did and the testing they did and all the fucking human experimentation. But you could totally have a game where, like, you know, let's say you were one of the last, let's say, people sent to an internment camp, and then it was like that's when it would like, and that's when it finished, right? So like, let's say someone from the someone who was a soldier for the Allies, an American soldier, like saves you, but then also sees the potential in who you are. Like, oh shit, you weren't taking shit from guards. You were actually fighting back, and you held firm and resolved and whatever. And then like they go, hey, I work for a special order, and then they give you the assassin's insignia, and you end up finding them in Manhattan. So you could have like this big, huge open world in Manhattan where you like hunt them down and find clues and shit, and then you kind of get work as like this detective or whatever. That'd be kind of cool. Like, that'd be sick. And then you're basically hunting down Templars because they link to, hey, like these Nazis or whatever fucking, you know, are giving them information now. That'd be kind of that'd be interesting for an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, and like have like the old the Pinkertons, like the old
yeah.
FBI sort of setup or whatever, you dealing with them. I kind of
Yeah.
wanted to have it be like sort of Inglourious Bastards, where there's like a motley crew of like
Yes.
different assassins that
Okay.
you work with in like 1940s New York.
There is there's a fucking show that specifically has that, where they're hunting down. Oh, it's on Prime. I can't remember. Fucking what's his face is in it. What the fuck's his name?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Wait,
I know
think it's called
you know the
Hunters?
show. Sorry, what
I
was
think
it?
it's just called Hunters. Hold on.
Hunters. Yeah. It's called Hunters. Yeah. That would make a sick Assassin's Creed game. That'd
Yeah.
be dope.
Or maybe like have it actually maybe have it set around sort of like the 60s or 70s in a way where it's kind of like filtering into like the whole Russian situation as well. Possibly.
Like when they had the Red Scare and all that stuff in the Cold War.
And then like constantly throughout the game, like you're not only flashbacking between the 1960s and 70s, but also the 40s during
your time in the internment. Yeah.
As
that would
well
be
as like
interesting.
dealing with like the Nazis and stuff.
Or remember in Revelations how Ezio would look at the plates and he would see Altair? So you would have a similar thing where you'd go do those separate missions as in the internment camp, what they had to kind of go through. Now, that would be something that you would have to handle like really, really fucking carefully, but it could be done in an interesting, compelling way. You know what I mean? Because I think... nowadays we're too long forgotten of what really happened in history, and this could be a potential way to be like, hey, like this is a way of going, you guys have to realize what the fuck happened to these people. You know what I mean? Because there's been too many, like, especially in the States, like we're getting in Canada too, like we're getting these fucking psycho weird sympathizers that are like for like the wrong team, that are just like horrible people. And it's like, did we forget our history already? That this is a way to make it kind of an educational, compelling story that you could be like, this is what fucking happened. Like, you know, not fun.
And then like I also kind of want to like have a character that's interesting enough like Ezio, where it's just like we could do a trilogy off of that character along with the future character, so we can make it all the way through like World War II all the way up to like the Soviet Russia and all that stuff, to like the Korean War all the way up to Soviet Russia, and have that all tied together.
Because it could be like a passing of a torch in a different sense. And then for the future world, this is someone who is like, we could have another Desmond-like character. I would almost say bring back Desmond, but that's not going to fucking happen. Like, you know, you could bring back like it could be Sean, or it could be Rebecca, or it could be somebody who's been in the fucking series forever doing these things. Like,
I would say you have to like tease Desmond towards the end to be like, oh, he didn't die, or you chose, depending on which option you would want to go to. Because
have you played Ragnarok?
Yes.
Or Valhalla, or whatever it's called. Okay. So Desmond technically is supposed to be the spirit at the end of that game, apparently, is what people are saying. He is the one, he is like ascended, so he sees all the world states, so he knows how the world's going to end, and he's trying to actively stop it every single time. But again, they have Layla Hassan, and how, like, I think, spoilers if you haven't beaten Assassin's Creed Valhalla or whatever the fuck, basically the Animus is just a simulation of a simulation. Like, the whole current world is a simulation of like the gods playing what they play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just reborn over and over and over again. So it's kind of a stupid... Like, they just kind of went bonkers with how the fucking history works in these games, and it's gone so... I would say retcon that,
because that's terrible. Continue this reboot, or this continuation is a continuation of 3.
Yeah.
Actually a continuation of 4, because technically 4 is still within the same... Like, because you're playing as Haytham Kenway's father or whatever in 4.
Yeah, you're playing as Edward Kenway, and then the whole thing is Desmond is allegedly dead, but they have his genetic material, so they're able to use his memories for his lineage, right?
Yeah,
etc.
I was thinking about making the main protagonist in the future. He's going to be a half white, half Asian person, so that way you can play with the, like, oh, we can possibly go back to like ancient Japan or something.
That'd be kind of cool.
Go back to...
Well, yeah, and they had that one guy who was a Yakuza member that worked with Layla in like fucking Odyssey, who he was super cool and he had an interesting backstory. He used to be like a mafia, and they stopped. And it's like, why don't we plug him into the fucking Animus? That'd be cool.
I don't even know where I'm supposed to go to.
Just home. There's nothing else you can do for this day.
Okay. But yeah, isn't it amazing how like fans of the series can come up with like a better, like, sort of like method of making Assassin's Creed make sense, or like a better game that's more interesting?
It's because we played all the games, and we played so many that we kind of know what the story structure should be. I'm not saying we're genius writers or we're great programmers, but it's something where, like, at least we can think of a compelling fucking story, you know?
Because, like, again, people will argue, be like, oh, Origins is where, like, around Origins and Odyssey is where it got good again because they stopped focusing on that shit.
No.
It's just, like, honestly, like, the gameplay to me got worse because I do not like the RPG element mixed in with Assassin's Creed.
I get the idea of the RPG, but keep the hidden blade a one-hit kill. Keep the fucking, you know, if you're going to have the hidden blade and you're going to have stealth. They've taken stealth out of the game. People are like, then people try to argue, no, you can play it stealthy. No, you can't. You can't. You cannot. You can try, but they don't matter.
No.
Just like this relationship with Nozomi. She doesn't matter.
Ida-san just phoned.
Did you say Ada? No, Ida.
Oh, yeah, this is an emergency. So after your 5th day on the job, there's a nighttime emergency. You have to go to warehouse number 17 by 3:30 a.m. So you need to go to Sakuraguaka. So it's the residential area before Dobuita. And head northeast or turn right at the Abe store where there is a motorcycle.
Who is this?
Press the intercom to the left of the motorcycle, and they will lend it to you. And then you do the motorcycle ride to the harbor.
Rio, it's a trap.
You gotta save
Oh,
Nozomi.
shit. She's like, it's a trap. I'm like, duh.
So, I'll make her cry.
I'll make her come.
I'll see you. And on that note,
I'll give you 4 hours, or else
we're gonna see you in the next episode, folks.
See you guys at Warehouse 17 in the next episode.